Today is Saturday and it is the first day of the 48-hour Open Lisboa. Here we are at the Jeronimos Monastery where we are actually going to be entering for free. Right over there are the ladies with the open house, and we are going to be doing a tour. And we are going to try and go to as many places as we can for this weekend. It is also open gardens or jardins abiertos. So we're going to go into the monastery today, and we're also going to do a few of the gardens. So let's see how much we can do this weekend. All of the people in line waiting to go into the church and the cloister. There's a lot of people. Open House is an amazing initiative done by many cities around the world, Lisbon being one of them, where they'll open their doors to certain places that are either usually not open to the public, or even if they are, might be a little bit more expensive for the locals and residents that live there. So for this year's Open House Lisboa, one of the places was Jeronimos Monastery, which I actually haven't been to yet. So this was my first time visiting, and it was a great opportunity to be able to do so without waiting in line, without having to get a ticket, especially now that I'm living there. I know a lot of people actually don't know about it because I expected there to be even lines for just, waiting to go into this, because the monastery is a place that so many people want to go to when they visit Lisbon. But there was only about 6 people in our group, and we were able to walk around, take pictures, videos, etc., while also learning so much about the history of this place and why it's even here, and all of the different details. Like, if you look really closely, there are flowers, there are like rope and everything. So it's all tied to the sea, because Portugal had so many ties to that, especially when it was going around the world, like to India and Southeast Asia and everything like that for spices, right? So learning about that firsthand in a very small, intimate group, and like I said, not having to wait in that crazy line that you saw at the beginning or anything, was amazing, and I highly recommend if you are in town the next time that there is an open house, whether it's Lisboa or other cities around the world. Definitely recommend. So we are here at the cloisters, and so we just did a 2-hour tour. As you can see, here is the tower and the center of the monastery. So after the 2-hour tour, during the 2-hour tour, they took us around the cloisters and to the church. And so now we are going to go to our next stop. Okay, so for our second stop, we are coming to the National Museum of Cars. I personally love antique cars, and so we're going to, learn about the different kinds that they had here in Lisbon some time ago. We already found our open house Lisboa people, and so they were going to give us our 1-hour tour. And yeah, at the end, I'm actually going to add up all of the money we would have spent doing all of these tours and how much money we're going to save by taking part in Open House Lisboa and Jardins Abertos for the weekend.
This auditorium right here, this pink volume, is like mimicking place, because the other one, when it was in use, only the other one, you had it was like a functioning place for the amount of pieces you had. And usually you use cardboard or styrofoam for it.
Yeah.
As well, same as outside. But it is like look inside, you can see all the things.
Oh wow! Oh, you're so. And the cars would go in here, and the cars do no. Okay.
The smaller ones, yes.
Yeah.
Another one.
Okay, that's even bigger. Okay.
You see some big bunches like the coronation.
They wouldn't fit. Right, yeah, they're too tall. This is just... Right, yeah.
It's pretty huge.
Yeah, it is still...
of them. It's in the distance behind the trees. The monastery and the presidential palace, which is open today. Usually it's not open.
Now we are here at the garden of the Pimenta Palace. Look at this beauty. There's peacocks and everything. Welcome to Jardín Bordallo Piñero, and this park is a little special, so we're doing this as part of Jardins Aberto, but this one has sculptures of different animals that you can see. So over here we actually have a snail, and obviously it's not real because it's massive, so it is just a sculpture, but it looks really realistic. Just like that one, there are so many others throughout this park. So we also have a bumblebee in the distance, and you can also see the name behind it of the park that we're at. Even over here on top of the bushes, we have a lizard, and it looks from the back, it looks real. Honestly, I don't know why the eyes for some of them are a little scary, but this one looks actually really nice with all of the colors, the greens, the gradients. It just looks so realistic if you're looking at it from the distance. So this is a really nice park. I'm really liking it. There are actually monkeys up here in a few of the different trees, and they're hanging, so they look like they're howler type monkeys maybe, but there's just so many. And honestly, if you're not paying attention, you would miss them, just like me, because I had no idea that they were even there. But you just make sure when you come here that you look up, you look down, you look everywhere. I love how they even put birds on the chimney. I thought they were bats at first, but they actually do look like birds. And a cat! Oh my god, do you see the cat? It's scared. Like, it's not a real cat, but you see it? It's all arched. Everything is a surprise here. And even like the lizards and the snail on the wall. Everything is just a piece of art here. And I had no idea that they were even like not real trunks, but they're not real trunks. They're also part of the art, but they're nice to be able to sit on. This fountain has so much different sea life and everything. You can see seahorses, crabs, snakes, mussels, lobsters, you name it. I think it's so nice. And look, even the water was coming out of the seahorse, so I guess it's adding to it along with like the frog as well. And it's just it's so different, so unique.
For the first couple of weeks. Again, we start all the way from the seats. Or here.
Yeah. Wow. It is basil, no? Huh? I love that they gave us some basil to either grow at home or eat, because we're definitely going to be doing that. And Vivino actually asked about volunteer opportunities, so he might end up doing some work with them as well, because he loves nature and everything related to that.